Welcome back to the Business Simple podcast. I apologize if you're watching on a screen. You can see I'm holding my phone right now, which is a little bit unlike me. But on today's episode, I'm going to be talking through putting up 464 posts on the internet in 90 days and what I've learned. To start the year, I've been really big on promoting our content and our organic strategy for Digital Simple. So we obviously have this podcast and we've done my personal branding thing. Personal branding thing kind of started it. We've added the podcast in. We've then added in Digital Simple content. I've then added in a bit more of a focus on LinkedIn, YouTube, a few other things like that. In approximately 90 days, we put up 464 posts across our social media platforms. That was comprised of 39 podcasts, 104 Instagram posts, 138 Instagram stories, 102 Facebook posts, 44 LinkedIn posts, and 37 YouTube videos. Obviously, that's a shitload of content, right? I think everyone can say, Jesus, how did you do that when they say that? And the fulfillment has been really challenging. Here's what I've learned from doing something properly and getting the feedback from it and seeing how it works is I think that the best strategy for content is to focus on quality. Now, if you can fulfill quality and quantity, that's awesome. But quality isn't just production value, right? Like production value is realistically a bit of an internal justification for your content. But the good podcast episodes get more listens than the unthought through ones. And the good pieces of content, the ones that we consider and we put effort into, get more views and more engagement than the ones we put up to check a delivery box to make sure that we've done our episode or our podcast or whatever, or our post for the day. So when I was posting podcasts every day, for example, we were probably sitting at about 3 minutes. They were like almost scripted. And there's a period, if you've followed this podcast properly and if you've listened to, everything that we've put up or a good chunk of what we put up, you'll know what that period was. And my honest gut feel is that probably hurt us a little bit. I don't think that our perception in the market or the way that everyone responded to it was super positively when we were posting like that. And that's okay. That's okay. That's a part of trying to launch a podcast. And, we launched in September and this will be probably our 80th give or take episode that I'm recording right now. So we've put out a really high volume and we've focused a lot on production value and things like that throughout this time. And we're just testing stuff and trying things and seeing what works. And, all in all, I'm pretty happy with how that's all going. But I believe that being a little bit more thoughtful with your posts is probably the key. I would rather do, and this is kind of our format now, is 3 podcast episodes. You'll probably see 2 to 3 pieces of content a week from me on social media from like a posting perspective. Digital Simple, we have an ability to fulfill it at a higher rate because there's so many employee generated things that we can do and we can still maintain that quality. But for me personally, I can't do my work and post every day on social media and have a good quality and have it thoughtful and make it value add and, add value to my audience and all those sorts of things. So because of that, I'm going to dial it back, but be more considered with what I do. And I'm going to do the same thing with these episodes is I'm going to record these podcast episodes in a way that feels good for me. And hopefully with that, it feels good for the audience too. And so my learnings through those 464 posts is that less can be more. A good post is getting reach and engagement for days. A bad post is overnight. So if you're going to step into the content space, I think making sure that what you produce is really authentic to you and making sure that the volume is at a stage where it's comfortable and because of that you can deliver to a standard you're happy with is going to make you infinitely more fulfilled than if you if you have deliverables to tick. One newsletter a week actually feels like quite high frequency for me, but I think that there's sometimes you need to just be like, stop being a pussy and just write a newsletter each week. But I think posting every day on LinkedIn like I was, or every day on my social medias like I was just, it meant that the quality slipped too much and the audience gets a bit disengaged. The way that I've kind of justified it to myself internally is there are some people that I follow and every time I see one of their posts, I almost get excited. Like I see them, I'm like, this is going to be really cool. And I think my objective is to make my personal brand feel like that. Is every time someone sees something go up on the internet from me, they go, I can't wait to see what this guy's put here or what he's learned or that. There's a value exchange here that they feel really good about. And if you can do that and you can post 4 times a day, do it. That's awesome. But if you can't, then you probably don't want to do that. I think you just want to go at a frequency where you can, even if it's once a week or something, you can still absolutely smash it from a quality perspective. And just to reiterate as well, quality doesn't mean expensive cameras. Quality doesn't mean expensive microphones or anything like that. Quality means thoughtful, value-adding, engaging content, whether it be storytelling or educating or whatever it is, and making sure you focus on that is really important. So anyway, bit of waffle for you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you on the next one. Make sure you follow all of our social medias, especially my personal branding one, jameswallace.nz is my new username. And yeah, if you can just follow all of those, subscribe to us on Spotify, I would really, really appreciate it. Also, feel free to give me some feedback on the content I've been putting up, because by the time this goes out, there'll be a few of these posts up that will be a little bit different to what we've been doing before. If you don't like them, if you have feedback, my inbox is always open to discuss. I've been really enjoying some of the engagement I've been getting in that way recently. So anyway, thank you for listening. If you've listened this far, I will see you on the next one. Thanks again.